Morning YouTube. It's Friday, July 17th. I'm about to go on my walk in a little bit. I'll see you soon. Good morning YouTube. It's Friday, July 17th. I'm on my walk again every morning. Just don't really know what time. But yeah, I've talked about moving to Florida and pretty much all the pros. I guess I'm going to be talking about a couple of cons. I never want to dwell on negative stuff for too long. But every day before I start my day, I just always try to think about what I'm grateful for. I think it's a good habit to get into. Just remember that everything is basically a gift. Your health is a gift. Your loved one's a gift. Whatever you have that you value and treasure, it's a gift. It's just here for a very, very short time. And then it's going to be gone. Yep, that's exactly what y'all want to hear, right? But anyway, I'm going to get to the cons of Florida, at least in my immediate area. I guess the cons would be airboats, kind of loud. I've ridden one once before, but while you're riding an airboat, it actually doesn't seem that loud. Even with the earmuffs off, it's not really that bad. But for some reason, when you're in a neighborhood and there's airboats nearby, it just, I don't know, man. It just seems like it echoes a lot. What else? Yeah, oddly enough, you think, Florida's full of retirees and people wanting to slow down, but sometimes even, retired people, they're in a hurry, oddly enough. I guess that's anywhere. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of good people. I guess this rule applies to anywhere, You will run into some assholes. What else can I think of? Not really too many negatives. I mean, like everybody knows, Florida's super hot. But I'm used to that anyway, It's not really a big deal for me. The only big deal is if your air conditioning breaks. Now you're like all panicking. But not really too bad. Like the worst experience I've had while I've been in Florida for these last 4 years, probably at this place, a spring called Weeki Wachee. It's also the best experience. It's the best when when it's slow and there's like not a whole bunch of people. It's like very serene, but once it gets packed with a bunch of tourists and just people visiting, even locals, I guess, I don't really know, but they get packed at the marina, they get their kayaks. That's not really so bad. I think what the bad thing is actually people that come from, I don't know where they come from, probably up north somewhere, but they bring their bad attitude. They forget that they can just relax and chill out, and they will basically try to impose their bad attitude, and it's just on people trying to have a good time, even though they're struggling to learn how to kayak. It's mainly men. They will sit there, and not all of them. I mean, I'm trying to make it sound like all men do this, but the ones that feel entitled, which is a lot of them, sadly enough, it's mainly older white males, middle age on up. They feel entitled to just tell people what to do, and I wish that shit would change, but it's not going to change, because, you know, they're white, and, you know, they're going to just tell people what they think. You know, it's just the way it is. But hey, I'm not racist. Back on the subject of entitled white men. Like I said earlier, it just cut off because I have a 5-minute time limit on my Meta glasses. But, you know, there's a lot of white males, not all of them. It's just a little pocket of them that feel entitled. I'm not racist. You know, I got my DNA test done. I'm about 98% Filipino, and oddly enough, I didn't know that the other 2% is actually European and Jewish. So it doesn't matter. I don't really think there is really such thing as racist and all that. People just always want to point at something that's different from them, and, you know, because they're insecure or they're just want to make themselves feel better, they want to say something about people. So, I mean, I'm not racist, you know, but, well, I lie. Maybe I could act racist, especially when I'm angry, but that's all on me, basically, man. I'm just not feeling myself, not feeling good. You know, anybody can get mad at anybody. It's just how you act and realize that, you know, you're acting in a reactive fight or flight mode, not in a smart cognitive mode, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just life. It's just too damn complicated. But that's it. The Weeki Wachee experience can be a con just because of how crowded it is. It's a small spring and all the tourists want to go there, and, you know, everybody gets crowded. What's ridiculous is you'll see big ass boats trying to fit through the little narrow waterway. It's just freaking crazy. A lot of shit that doesn't make sense. I think Weeki Wachee should only be reserved for like kayaks, canoes, and like really non-powered boats. I've seen airboats there. I mean, it's just freaking crazy, man. Everything basically revolves around tourism and making that almighty dollar. Well, you know, me making this YouTube, I'd be thinking this stuff anyway, but, you know, yeah, I'm trying to make money. Everybody needs money, man. This is how we survive. You know, I guess it's better than going out and trying to kill something like our ancestors did. You know, it's just more work. But if I could just make money by talking, walking and talking, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But yeah, that's all I could think of for now. I guess I wouldn't feel so rushed to tell you all the cons if I had more than a 5-minute limit at a time on my Meta glasses. But I'll see y'all in the next video.